It's only a bloody moth, innit? It's one of them cheeky little cunt little moths, innit? Oh yeah, that business about cunt, that's only if you want to insult someone. If you're saying to your mate, hey you cheeky cunt, you don't say you cheeky cunt. That would be, no, that's not right. So, take note Hollywood directors, innit? So yes, tomorrow I will be having my Burger King Whopper Junior half price. It's a little formula I worked out, you see. Now the Whopper Junior is like £2.90. It's just under £3. But it's basically just a double cheeseburger, but instead of the cheese they give you a slice of tomato and a slice of onion, like a ring, small onion ring, but without the hole taken in the middle, not like the polo shape, just a disc. And instead of mustard and ketchup they put mayonnaise and ketchup. There might be a tiny amount of lettuce, maybe like 3 tiny strands of some shit lettuce, Tesco Value iceberg, whatever. I don't do Tesco Value anymore, sorry. They just come up with all these ridiculous names that they have to pay some idiot to come up with. Fucking, I'd rather have the Tesco Value shit. And yeah, that's a bit of a cushy job, isn't it? Loads of shit jobs people have to do in this country, but that would be a really cushy job, isn't it? Anything like that. Fuck you, less cushy jobs. Cushy jobs for all. Yeah, anyway. So, I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, anyways, don't say cunt unless you really mean it. And yeah, so going back to the Whopper Junior business, that's all it is. It's just exactly the same 2 burgers. And I've already talked about the burgers because I think it was the first video I'd done, which probably spilt into the second one, because the camera only records for a certain amount of time. You can't have longer than 59 minutes and 59 second videos. That's the cut-off. There's no setting for that. Can't use it to stream live on YouTube, luckily for you and me. But I have already talked about burgers, how to make your own, what they should taste like. Anyway, they're like that. But I can't have them today. But yeah, you'll be saying, I thought you weren't going to upload anymore. But obviously, you're thinking 3-dimensionally, you have to think 4-dimensionally. So basically, that would only be true if I hadn't done that, and I'm already telling you now that I would have done that, because I've made a decision. I'm just going to use the video editor I've got. It does everything I need except 50 frames per second. But I'm probably going to have to transcode the videos into something else like MP4, because they're MOV files for some stupid reason. So I might as well transcode them to 25 frames per second, like that. And I think the actually no, I'm trying to think how Camtasia does. No, Camtasia will render it, so it'll be a, yeah, kind of be a fudge. But I have got another video converter tool. I could do it in that first. Yeah, no, we do it in that. You know, just a tool. It's just like an app. And then I'll feed them into Camtasia, and I'll edit them how I want, because I know how to piss about with the volume levels. You know, I know how to add graphics, I know how to split the timelines. The actual interface is good, and it won't load MOV files, I guarantee you, because only captures in a certain codec anyway. But it does take MP4s. Well, some of them, not all of them. MP4 is just a file extension. It's just a format. It's not a specific. You can have 3 MP4s with 3 different codecs. Let alone all the weird ones that screen capture software uses. So yeah, I can't remember if it takes them. So yeah, I do that, and because I'm using a video converter tool, it's basically going to throw away half the frames. And don't moan, because the television only shows 20 frames per second, 25 frames per second. It's just that every 2 frames it will show the even number scan lines and the odd ones. So it'll be kind of like microscopic horizontal stripes. You know, thickness of a human hair if you got like a massive Sony Trinitron, which I haven't. This thing better be in focus. That's the trouble with checking that, because I need my reading glasses to see the LCD screen in focus in the first place, whereas the TV is obviously fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to use Camtasia. It does enough of what I want. It will allow you to do 720p. So I'll probably have to do some cropping, because these videos are going to come out 1280 by 960. So yeah, you can't tell that there's nothing on the fucking TV on a Monday, innit? Now, speaking of Mondays, there was that song, I Don't Like Mondays, by a certain Boomtown Rats, of which Bob Geldof, as he was known then, that was the lead singer, I believe. But for me, I don't like Sundays. Sundays are just fucking noisy. It's alright for everyone else, they're out at work on a Monday. So, you know, they never get to appreciate anything. Same thing with every other day really, except Saturday and Sunday. Well, it used to be when I was a kid, I knew very few people who worked on a Saturday, let alone a Sunday. Sunday was like people who worked in petrol stations, 24-hour petrol stations, because obviously they're allowed. And obviously restaurants and pubs, but normal shops weren't allowed to open on Sunday. So can you imagine your local Aldi or Asda, whatever, being closed on a Sunday, completely closed? Not like, well, you've only got a few hours, got to get up by at least 3:30 if I'm gonna go and get my bird's eye burgers. Actually, do they sell it? Asda do. Do Aldi sell bird's eye branded goods? Or will it be some weird name? And why, I don't know, what's birds got to do with fucking beef anyway? I'm sure they done beef burgers well before chicken burgers. So have another go then. So yeah, this bloody DMSX64 I've got, weird machine, it is destined to be nothing more than spare parts. Even if that means I take the motherboard out of this one and swap it with another one. Because I've now had this game running for so long, unlike that Missile Command film, when he's trying to get the new record, I think it was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, might be a bit more than that actually. So you have to concentrate on that one. So even on the first level, you see, you do have to basically try really hard, and many times you would have been cursing your quick shot 2 or your Wicco boss, or your point master. See, I'm not concentrating now. I think we need more caffeine. Yeah, there used to be joystick wars. Who remembers those? Damn man, your Wicco boss is shit. And you know, why are you still using the Atari joystick? Why didn't you buy a proper one? What's wrong with the Atari joystick? It's alright. Yeah, play Manic Miner on it then, mate. Yeah, you know what, Decathlon and Daley Thompson's Decathlon, they were like the government scrappage scheme for all those cars, because they just went straight to the fucking dustbin and therefore into a landfill. Never mind their landfill of ET cartridges, there must be fucking millions of them in the UK alone. They all fucking broke. Because people who had a VCS and then got like a Spectrum with a Kempston interface or something, or a C64, VIC-20, Amstrad, Atari, MSX, no that's a bit later, but this come out on the MSX, this come out on a lot of stuff. So yeah, there'd be joystick wars. That was really weird, that was. You know, to remember that. That's just one of those things. So yes, you don't get a pause in this, but I could actually, if I was about 20 years younger, I could actually sprint up the stairs easily, go and have a wee, you know, come back down, run to the kitchen, wash me hands, might have even had a glass of milk actually. I did used to drink milk. Yeah, I'd have like hamburgers and milk. A glass of milk. You don't catch kids doing that now, would you? Although they still, I don't know, maybe you do. Maybe kids do still have. But I bet you'd be semi-skimmed. Even though the fat content is 4% on full fat milk and 2% on semi-skimmed, I believe, and 1% on skimmed. Yeah, see, it's the first level where you only get so many tries at something. So there's always a progression happening here. But it's like, you know, take it easy. You can do it, boy. See? You definitely jumped too high because I really fucked up the timing on that one. So this is quite an easy one. The only problem is you have to go on this other side if you want to have a bit of a break. So maybe those crisps I grabbed with a glass of milk. Who remembers chicken in a basket crisps, man? They were fantastic. Yeah, a bit more Coke, I think. This is the underdog section. All good movies have an underdog element to the story. I've got no extra lives here. This is my last life. So this is good to exercise my concentration. So yeah, the joystick wars, eh? Never mind the bloody computer wars. We had arguments about which of our mates had a shit joystick. Oh yeah, and this level, you have to make sure that they line up. See, this is the time that they are going to line up. So you wanted either this one or the one before this. So now I've got to wait at least a couple of times. So now you're learning patterns of two enemies at a different rate. So I think after this one we should be able to, no, because now they're completely in sync at the opposite side. You want them to basically meet in the middle at worst. So I'm going to go after this one now. Oh, actually we're not going to make it. We're going to make it, we're not. Actually this might be the last chance you actually have, and you don't actually have. Ah, see. I knew that'd get me. That is a timing one, and I still don't remember it, but you would have had to remember that. You'd be giving each other tips how to do it. Distinctly remember putting bits of sellotape on my TV screen to show me exactly where to jump on Punchy, which was the first game I ever owned, along with Xylogon. So it's the second game I ever loaded, because Xylogon sounded, and by the cover, looked like some sort of obvious Zaxxon rip-off. Any game that began with a Z, you'd buy it in 1983, early 83, and you'd expect it to actually be a rip-off of Zaxxon. So, and I love Zaxxon, so I would have loaded Xylogon first. Worst fucking C64 game I've ever seen in my life, and I fucking spent my own money on that, pocket money. So yeah, fuck Xylogon. But I would have loaded Punchy second, and I played that. See, that was me fucking up, because my cat's here. What are you sniffing? This is roast Commodore. It's a very, very Commodore SX. No, naughty. Hey. Oh man. Don't do that. I know you want the camera, obviously. You want everything. That's what cats mean, by the way, when they rub their jowls on there, put their scent on something. It's like want. It's like when a teenager just looks at something and says want. Spoilt one. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so the first level, basically, the only thing that is really an issue is these dissolving things, but you can actually minimise how much they dissolve by jumping, which obviously is normal. And then your second test is you have to get between them two things. This is a timing one. You have to jump when he's coming towards you and jump off, and it's fine, because all the enemies move at the same speed as you, pretty much. Definitely the ones going left and right from what I remember. So that's basically the genius of this game. Accidental probably. The C64 jump business I've shown you, it's like on the Spectrum, right, you can't do this. No, not that, hang on. Yeah, you can definitely do that, right. On the Spectrum you can't do this. Because what it does is this. And that's down to the ULA or something. It's specific to the Spectrum. So the guy who did the C64 version, he wrote it as a conversion, not as an exact copy. So it's not a Spectrum port job at all. Just looks at it, because they're only using, oh fuck, look, you fucking wasted all my time, innit? Oh, what dick. Shit. This is going to have to be a fucking speedrun quality thing. Ah, it's never going to happen. You can't rush this game. And remember, if you lose one life, especially on the first 3 levels, you would never play it. Definitely on the first, possibly up to the 3rd. Depends how far you'd got in the first week. Didn't get much quality homework done that week. I can just imagine I would have bought this, but it would have been awesome if, when I was a kid, there was, you know, something like a pocket video recorder. I would have used it all the time. I really would. So there would be footage of shopping centres that have been knocked down. 2 that I used to go to are not there anymore. See, I just fucking. So So I'm doing it the tricky way to punish myself, and that's why you jump over these, because when you first done it you will fuck up sometimes with the joystick options you had, which we all fought over whose was more shit. So yeah, so this is not an ST Spectrum port job, simply because there's no, it's only a style reason, a reason of, you know, aesthetics, why you would choose to turn these into multicolour fat pixel mode graphics. There's no need, you know, and the only reason it looks like that is because it's only using 80% of the screen. So, because it's only 32 columns worth of characters across the screen here, because you know, that's what the ZX Spectrum had, but the C64 actually has 40 columns. It is actually 320 by 200 pixels in resolution. I mean, it has 16 colours, different ones, I would say better. Don't tell me, oh, C64 colours are washed out, man, because basically you have a colour dot setting on your TV, so shut up. If you want it more saturated, turn the fucking contrast up. Yeah, should we leave it to the last minute? That could be a game. No, you have to go right up to it, and now it has to be like 1 pixel. There we go, see? Because if you don't do it, you lose a life. That's great. That's a great little game you would have done probably if you was completely bored and you didn't have money to buy any more games, and it was really early in the life of the C64. So I got my C64, I would imagine, on a Saturday, and the first games I bought, because I didn't get any games with my C64, it was literally just a computer on its own. I already had the tape deck for it from my VIC-20. So yeah, I'm not going to do the stupid fucking dodgy way of doing it. I'll just let it drop. Or should I jump over it? See, I'm going to show you how you do this. See, if you totally fuck up the timing, you just do that. You learn these little tricks as you are playing this game. That is just, I didn't deserve to get that one. And you only get 3 lives. All well-designed games don't have 30 lives or 10 lives or whatever. 3, maybe 4 or 5, but mostly it's 3 lives. All the best 8-bit game designs, you're looking at just a few lives. No energy, instant death. Completely redo the level, even if it's a scrolling game or a single screen platform. So yeah, it's amazing the things you forget. We'll go not next time, but the time after that. So yeah, I really like this game, and I should probably tell you, this game caused the death of my Commodore 64 power supply, because it was specifically for this game, probably on a Friday night, that I had to, yeah, this is a timing one, and we better not fuck it up this time. So you're starting to learn what kind of distance you can drop from before dying, and also what kind of distance you can jump as well. Obviously, you're getting to learn about, you have to jump at the right time, because there might be 2 platforms above you, but you jump 2.25 height in platform height when you jump. So the next time they meet, do you reckon they're gonna? No. So right, it's about 2 after they meet on the end together. So yeah, this is the time. So the next time they're going to be together now. So here we go. And here we go. And here, and you see, it's just that top level and the shock of that green one down the bottom coming all the way across. Like, ah fuck, I thought it was going to stop at that platform there. But yeah. So yeah, so I would have got to like a new level, loaded it up on a Friday after school. So after owning it 6 days, and to save me like loading it again the next day, because I just wanted to play it as soon as I woke up on a Saturday morning, I probably left it on all night and then blew up in it. So I had to go up the shop on a Saturday afternoon, and they just gave us another power supply. And that's when I got the one that's like, you know, a black iron girder. It's very industrial actually. Something that would have suited the C64 well if they'd chosen to do it that way. Because you need to plug it in anyway. But I suppose it's just more convenient. It is everything in one box. You can play cartridge games on it. Oh fuck, see? I'm chatting shit. I wasted a life chatting shit. I'm gonna fucking have to edit that out completely, but that's great because I've already told you I'm going with Camtasia Studio, and this is the time now, so yeah, this is definitely the one. It's the one before when they actually meet in the middle, so bloody thing, innit? Yeah, see. So yeah, that's basically why my C64 power supply blew up, because of this fucking game. It's like the PS2 and GTA. Was it GTA 3 or Vice City? One of them really knackered the mechanism on the laser, the way it was reading the DVDs. That's the original release of the PS2, the early models. Notorious. And so with games like this, you leave your original C64 PSU on for like, you know, 18 hours or something, you know, especially if it's in the summer as well. That's just how it was. Some of them were like that. Bad luck. Didn't happen to my mate, did happen to me. But yeah, I used to play this all the time, a lot. It's a massive game. In fact, I would imagine, because word would have spread from like people who had a Spectrum and C64, what the, you know, the hottest game is at the moment, something they're actually playing instead of copying on their fucking hi-fis, probably charging like, I don't know, 50p a tape or something in the schoolyard, just blank tapes they got. Well, we better fucking do it. Right, enough shit chat. See? I've left it too late, as in I missed one. What a fucking idiot. Oh, look at this, man. Right, we're gonna have to go now.